Moving on to some softball tonight, a big one tonight between Quincy Notre Dame and Payson. Oh, the Rock has some fans in attendance as well tonight. Time to layeth the smack down. Tell you what, it's not often that the smack is layeth down on any team that Jessica Leenertz pitches for, but tonight it happened. Lisa Sohn outduels her on the mound. She pitches a two-hitter, and you know what? Jessica Leenertz picks up her first loss of the season. She was 12-0 coming in on the mound. She gets the loss. Quincy Notre Dame gets the victory. 3-0 your final there.
One of the Pike County Conference softball tournament. It was Payson taking on Pittsfield. This game at Berry. Some fine defense coming up in this ball game. Later on, Rachel Bunty's throw gets past third right there. Fitch scores 1-0. The Saukeys with the lead. Third inning action. Rachel Bunty with the double. That one going to left field. Beth Bunty scored from second. Payson tied up the ball game at 1-1. Bottom of the fourth, Pittsfield's Hartman right here. Catching the line drive and the unassisted double play for Pittsfield. Sixth inning action. Payson on the attack again. This is Allison Bunty hitting the ball right up the middle here. Jessica Boone will come in to score, and Payson would have a 2-1 lead. Top of the seventh inning, Payson would try to get one more run. Jessica Leenertz here getting the final out of the game, and Jessica Leenertz a strikeout, her 12th of the game. She had her third no-hitter of the year. Payson gets the victory. Let's go through the scores. In softball action, it was Payson winning it 2-1. Also in the third place game, West Pike with a one-run victory over Liberty. One other high school softball score.
Head-to-head for the first time this season in a pitching lover's dream. Good start for Jessica Leenertz. Very dominating as usual. She gave up a couple of hits today. That's rare. A couple of runs as well, but she did have 9 strikeouts. Lacey Wart would at least beat her in the K category. Lacey off to a phenomenal start in the first inning, getting the strikeout here. Miss Wart with 10 strikeouts on the game, but she would get hit hard by one Summer Speckhart in the second inning. Allison Bunty on a walk and then moved over into scoring position on an error. Scores on this double by Speckert that makes it a 1-0 game. Payson would tack on 5 more runs and get the victory over Lacey and company. Your final 6-1. Payson seniors on their way to senior trip in Disneyland. They leave on a very happy note. Moving on to other local softball action. Speaking of great, reshape an entire regional complex. As a quirk of the Illinois system, it's 4-seed versus 5-seed in the regional quarterfinals. And tonight at Pittsfield, that meant the Notre Dame complex ran into some rather surprising challengers tonight. Some game contests. Payson taking on Liberty. That, my friends, is Jessica Leenertz, the best pitcher in the area, arguably. No argument tonight. She had 9 strikeouts. Payson getting some run support early. Rachel Bunty with the RBI single. That's all you need to know. Payson goes on to knock off Liberty, which played well tonight, 6-3. Meanwhile, Quincy Notre Dame in for a tough test tonight against West Pike. West Pike made some. We will spend the next 5 days honoring the best performances of the spring athletic season. Leading off our first ever softball player of the year presentation, which goes to a second-team IBCA All-Stater who served as the cornerstone to the finest season in her school's history.
I think that we achieved every goal that we possibly could, with the exception of going all the way to state. But as far as we did make it, it's nothing to be ashamed of, and we're very proud of how far we went.
She had been the cornerstone of an emerging Payson softball program since her freshman year. So it's hardly surprising that Jessica Leenertz entered her senior season as one of the top players in the region to watch. But the level of dominance she attained in the year 2000 was a huge stride, even against the backdrop of those expectations.
I expected Jess to have a real successful season. You know, coming off of last year, we were 16-12. I think she was 12-10. But I knew she had worked very hard over the winter and was going to be even better this year than she was last year. She finished up 22-3, tons of strikeouts, and she far exceeded my expectations.
Well, being with Jess since freshman year, I've definitely seen her improve. And I love catching her because I know what she's going to pitch and I know how she feels. And when she's down, I just really like to be there to bring her up. And she's grown so much as a pitcher, and I hope she goes on and does awesome. And I know she will, because she's just an awesome person.
I think the first thing, her work ethic. I mean, Jess has worked on developing new pitches every single year, and you know, this year she came in with the fastball. Her curveball was probably the best in the area, and she really started working on her changeup towards the end of the year, and that made her an even better pitcher. And I think most of the players and the hitters in the area know Jess threw harder than anyone else in the area. And then you mix in a changeup, and that changes everything for her.
What do you think the future holds for her?
I expect even better things. I think that 3-foot step back in college is not going to affect Jess. I think it's going to make her drop ball even better than it was in high school. And if she keeps using the changeup, I think she's going to develop well and pitch very well for Culver. And then, whatever she's going to do the last couple of years, I think that'll be, Jess is going to be excellent.
So what does it take to be an MVP, you ask? Well, how about these numbers? In 161 innings and a third, Jess Leenertz allowed just 15 earned runs, just 61 hits, just 13 extra base hits. She struck out a school record 272 batters this season, including 17 in one game, to give her 675 Ks for her career. She had 12 shutouts, including 4 in a row this season, 5 no-hitters, and a perfect game. And for her efforts, Jeff wins an all-expense-paid trip. Miss Leenertz does. Jess is going to Europe on us. Actually, I lied. She was going to Europe anyway, but I thought, we'd be glory hounds and take credit. Congratulations to Jess. What a phenomenal season for her. Coming up tomorrow night, we talk about your softball coach of the year. One more note for you. A bit of a rarity on the links this weekend. 2 holes in 1 victory. They're now 2-0 in senior circuit only play since the interleague stuff stopped. The Cardinals 8-3 winners tonight. Well, moving on now, you got to give the Chicago White Sox plenty of credit for seizing an opportunity. 4-3 your final. One other game to pass along tonight in the American League. In a rain delay, Seattle leads Kansas City 7-0 in a game that's very, very ugly indeed. Well, after a rough stay in Alton over the weekend, Quincy, the Gems, look to get back tonight on a winning with the 6-2 victory tonight. Well, on night 2 of Awards Week here at the station that loves spring sports, we give you our 2000 Softball Coach of the Year, marking a clean award sweep for a program that enjoyed its finest season ever this year.
We all were really looking forward to going to state, but when I look back now, I know that it was an awesome season, and I'm very proud, and I know that when I go back to the high school in years to come and I see the 2000 on the regional banner, I know that I'll be really proud, and I'll be able to tell my children that that was me.
That Rachel Bunny and her Payson Seymour teammates will hold such a special place in school history is testament to the tireless work of one man. Jeff Zanger took over Lady Indian softball 2 years ago and has worked to turn what was once an afterthought at the school into a source of pride for the entire community.
He has raised the intensity level of our play and of how we look towards the game in general, and it's made us all want to be better players.
It's definitely made a difference with our attitude because he loves the game so much that it's kind of hard not to just feel the same way about it because everything that he does rubs off on us, and it just gives an excitement that we've never felt before when we're playing the game.
Well, in just 2 years, Jeff Zanger has won 45 softball games, including a record-setting 29 this season, 16 and 12 last year. He has done amazing work, not only with the team, but Jeff has put a lot of pride into improving that softball complex. Put a lot of grass around, built a fence. It looks like, one of the nicest softball complexes in the Tri-States. This is a man who has given an awful lot to this sport. He's done a great job, deserving of this honor. Coming up tomorrow night, awards continue as we look at the best soccer plays of the season.